back to my YouTube channel. My name's Maddie. It has been a couple of weeks since I've posted because I have been through a little bit of a roller coaster. I just got engaged and consecutively for the past 2 weeks I haven't been able to stop staring at my hand, but I'm really happy. I wanted to share kind of what it's been like starting wedding planning these past couple of weeks, and how I can just say I am most excited about the person that I'm marrying, because wedding planning is proven a challenge to be something that I have to make fun. But I did take a couple of videos. I happened to last Saturday, I went to a couple of different wedding venues because they had a different, each wedding venue had like an event that was going on with different vendors. And what a vendor is if you're not familiar with weddings and how they work. I didn't know vendors was a term before I started planning my own wedding. That the vendor is just like somebody who provides food for your wedding, somebody who provides your photography, the wedding dress places, just different places that you can essentially shop from, or what you want. Like they give you what you want for your wedding and you can just kind of shop around. But it was awesome. I went to 2 places. I went to Alpine Art Center. The other place I went to is called Les Jardins. Probably not saying that right. But that place was a fantasy. That place was so pretty. It was like walking into my own fairy tale. When I went to Les Jardins and visited this greenhouse is what it is, I just walked in, and it's the winter time, so it's not like decked out with like all the green plants and everything and all the flowers, but when you walk into the greenhouses, they're just gorgeous, and there's lights everywhere, and you hear little waterfalls and all these things. And so for me, being able to have a venue that's indoor and outdoor just is so perfect, because you know, I definitely don't want to get married in the winter, and a greenhouse sounds like a great idea to me. And so when I went, I fell in love with it. So I'm gonna share the first place, so Alpine Art Center. There was one guy who was like super awesome. Here, let me show you.
Well, I told her later, and she's like, oh.
Me too, man. Weddings are my favorite.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Sorry, I'm videoing you. I just.
Okay. I feel like I can get.
Yeah.
Come on, Dan.
Yeah.
Hi, your favorite bartender.
That he is. He knows what he's doing. Whoa, what? That's good.
I never would have
guessed that.
Yeah.
I can keep my job. So he, I think, was a great person. He doesn't belong to the center. He was just a vendor. But they had an indoor outdoor kind of thing, but it was definitely more like it just doesn't feel right. Like, something that I learned is it's good to go check these places out yourself, and I am excited to bring my fiance to this Les Jardins place, because this is where I think, in fact I do know we're gonna have our wedding at, because it's just so gorgeous and perfect. One second. It's beautiful in here.
And I wanted to find some of these.
When you go look at these places, it's about how you feel about them, but it's also kind of good to have like your support system with you. I had one of my mission companions with me, And then later that day, I had one of my best friends from high school with me, and I had my stepmom. And they had a lot of really good things to say. Excuse me. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. So when I went to this first place, probably shouldn't even be saying these places' names, to be honest with you. Oops, I'll have to bleep those out. One of the ladies, she knew I was gonna go. I don't know how. I think one of the people in my group told her that we were gonna go to the second place later that day, and she didn't corner me, but she was like, honey, you're spending way too much on that venue. Like, you need to spend your money on getting your hair done on that day. Let me do your hair for you. Like, trying to sell it to me, like sell her pitch to me. And I looked at her and just like, she didn't care who I was. She didn't care about my wedding. She didn't care what I wanted. She just, and this is a little bit of fire that's coming out of me right now, because the next thing that came out of her mouth was, oh, go follow me on Instagram. Go do it right now. Pull out your phone. Let's do it right now. Like, how pushy can you be? Apparently really pushy, because I was so shocked in that moment that I was like, okay, like, sure. And I followed her, and I looked at her and I was like, actually, thanks for your time, but I'm gonna go. Like, I'm not really interested, but thank you. And see, that's me. Like, I'm passive aggressive. It takes a lot for me to be mean. There's one thing in my head that keeps popping up. The one time I was really mean, but I'm not gonna share that. But I don't see the point in being like, because I feel like people can feel when I'm being like don't overstep your boundaries or I will blow. And I just looked at her and I was like, no, like, you don't get to talk to me that way. And so I walked away, and one of the people in my group came up to me. They're like, what was that about? And I was like, she's just pushy, and it's not what I wanted. And it was like hands up in the air, like, girl, it's whatever you want for your wedding. And my cousin and my friends, I have so many friends and family members that do hair anyways, that why would I waste my time on some lady trying to tell me, you know, it would have been a good business pitch if she had been kind and had been more personable. I'm sure I saw her work. She's amazing. She's talented, whatever. But, oh, girl, I walked away from that really fast. I was like, no. So, what else was I going to share with you? So when I had posted on Instagram, like, this little survey of if I should share a video about my wedding plans and how that's gonna start, help. I also posted, like, the other option was a video on how to be vulnerable. And so I actually was expecting, like, in my mind I was like, oh, which one should I do, which one should I not do? And now I kind of realize that I'm going to do both. So next week I'm going to be doing a video on how to be vulnerable and why would you want to be vulnerable? That's a good question. So I'm going to give myself an entire week to just think about that and why it would be a good idea. And because by no means am I a counselor or anything, because I'm not licensed or anything. It's just stuff that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to give myself about a week to think about how that works for me and what I need to do to improve on and be vulnerable. Just putting it out there. One reason why I think, it could be, valuable to be vulnerable sometimes is to be able to emotionally connect with people, especially in, like, the biggest relationship that you have. So I'll talk more about that next week, but this week I also went wedding dress shopping with my cousin. So she's actually getting married in May, and she invited me to go wedding dress shopping with her. And so it was interesting for me because I got to see kind of how we went to the mall and we saw, I helped her pick out some, me and her sister and her mom, we helped her pick out some of her engagement photo stuff, which is one of my most favorite parts that I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm excited for that. Sorry, I guess I tracked a lot. I keep looking at that rainbow. And then we went to a wedding dress shop, and it's a cute dog. Oh shoot. So we went to this wedding dress shop, and it was like she was a princess. I've never seen my cousin. She's a very she's a very sweet person, and she's just beautiful, and she's very timid sometimes. Like, she doesn't, like, when you compliment her, like, she gets this like cute little smile, and like it was so fun for me to see her feel beautiful in these dresses. And my little niece came in, and we were like, hey, she's trying on princess dresses, like, look at this one. And it was just cool to see like that part. And if you know me, like, a couple months ago, there was a huge sale for wedding dresses at this one place, and I was like, let's go. Like, I didn't have a ring at that point, but I was like, why not just go check it out? And so we went and checked it out, and it was the worst experience ever, because I think they were in such a rush and that they wanted to sell as many dresses as they could, that they were pushing so many things that I didn't want on me. I was like, no, I don't want all lace. Like, I don't want all lace. And the girl that was given to me was literally giving me dresses with all lace. And like, she was getting frustrated with me. She's like, what, you don't like this? Like, what else do you don't like? Or what else do you like? Like, what do you want? And I was like, not lace. Why aren't you listening to me? And then she told me, oh honey, you're too big for this dress. And I was like, I'm leaving. I was like, oh, this is terrible. And so that terrible experience with my cousin's like experience and seeing her like be so happy, like, let's go over here, and I have an appointment, not today, but the next week. So I'll probably I guess I can't take a video because then my fiance will watch it. Maybe I'll just share a little bit about it next week, but I'm hoping it'll be a better experience, because I am really excited now to go try on dresses. But can I just tell you, I almost feel like I'm planning between 3 separate parties. My fiance, my parents, and his parents. I'm just making sure everything is fine. I have my budget, but at the same time, I'm like, I need advice, but at the same time, like, is this okay? And I'm already getting people's opinions from all over the place. Like, oh, no, like, you should do this for your cake. Or, no, don't wear that kind of dress. Like, it's not. And, you know, people have good advice to give. And I want the advice. This is the part that drives me nuts, is I want to hear what they have to say, but at the same time, I'm like, no. Like, it's like, it helps me process like what I actually want. But I know what I want in the beginning. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'll know it when I see it, kind of thing. And that's how I felt when I went and saw this venue. So I'm gonna add a couple of videos here, just to give you like a look of what it's like. And also, I just have to share, I'm really not into this cheesy like catchphrase at the end of my videos. I watched my last video and I'm okay with what I'm saying, but at the end I just cringe every time I hear myself say that catchphrase or whatever you want to say that it is. It's just not me. So I probably won't be doing it in the future. Just know that, see, and I don't like just saying just know that. It's important for you to know that I never want to be alone and that I don't have to be, but I'm not going to be saying that in the future because this is another part of being vulnerable, is sharing parts of your life that you don't know who is going to watch and what people are going to say about you, but that's not what it's about. So it's okay. I just feel like I should be more comfortable in my skin sharing these videos. And you know how hard it is listening to your voice? It's hard, okay? But before I leave, one of my favorite things about being engaged to my best friend is that he has been my hero for a long time. He has given me advice when I need it. He's picked me up and brushed me off when I've needed it, and he is always there for me, especially when I need him. So I love him, and I'm so excited to be engaged and enjoy the engagement because that's part of the journey. And I'm excited to marry him, and I'm excited to have that perfect day, no matter what happens, wherever we are, whatever food we eat, whatever colors I choose. It's Hayden. Oops. I don't know if I should share that. It's my fiance that I'm marrying, and I couldn't be happier. So, see you next week.